Hey there, it's Lindsay, and today I'm going to take you along with me on a what I eat in a day while eating keto. It is about 8 o'clock this morning right now. I've already had 2 cups of coffee. Between those 2 cups of coffee, there was a combined 30 milliliters of half and half, 2 scoops of custom collagen protein, and then I just kind of froth those together with my Fit and Fresh hand blender type deal. And that's all I've had for the day thus far. It is only 8 o'clock. I stopped eating last night around, I want to say 6:30, and I am struggling greatly right now with my eating habits. We'll see if I can get that under control. My girls are all downstairs playing, having fun before we start some homeschool lessons. Okay, I have 2 strawberry muffins that are keto and a lot of butter on top. I sliced them in half, warmed them up in the microwave for about 20 seconds, and I'm gonna go eat this and drink some water. I've already drunk 1 entire 16-ounce glass here of water, working on my next one. It's almost 9 a.m. and we need to kickstart some lessons, so we're gonna go do that. Okay, it's lunchtime. I'm gonna saute up this little bit of onions, if it'll focus, and then I've got some roast beef, like lunch meat, that I have rolled up and sliced really thinly. And once these kind of get a little soft, I'm going to add my meat to heat it up and show you the next step. Also, I added a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to toss in some garlic, pepper, and some salt. All right, so that's heated up a little bit, some little crispy bits. So I've got a tortilla here with some pepper jack cheese. This is the Santa Fe Tortilla Company home style whole grain and flax tortilla wraps, and these have 5 net carbs per tortilla. I get these at Sam's Club, and I typically buy 2 to 3 packs, stick them in my freezer. They defrost beautifully, and they're only like $5 for a pack of 20 of the actual tortillas. So anyway, I'm going to, and this pepper jack cheese. This is, hang on, Crystal Farms pepper jack cheese. I did not weigh this, I did not measure this. It's probably like 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces maybe. So we just kind of get that in the middle, and I'm gonna grab some mayo. Okay, grab my homemade mayo. I've got this on various food preps. So easy. Love homemade mayo. The girls do as well. Okay, so I don't know, like a little more than a tablespoon probably. I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I'm gonna stick it back in my pan here and get it all crispy on the outside. Okay, official lunch. So here is my wrap. Looks all nice and crunchy. This is some homemade ranch that I make, and 4 of these little mini peppers that I get at Walmart. I really like these. The girls really like these as well, and there's like almost 0 prep because you just eat them from the bag. But I looked at the nutrition label here. I don't know if it'll focus for me. But the total carbs are 8 grams of carbs for 100 grams of peppers, and it does have 2 grams of fiber, so 6 net carbs for this. This was about 100 grams. It was like 98 grams. I did weigh that. And then the wrap, of course, it has those 5 carbs. So this is actually a pretty carb heavy lunch that I was not expecting, but we're gonna roll with it. And then this is my 3rd 16-ounce glass of water for today. Lunch is gone. I've almost finished that 16 ounces of water, but I'm really wanting something kind of sweet. And I made some of these the other day. They are not a recipe yet. I'm just kind of testing them out. They're kind of like an Oreo truffle cream kind of a thing. But anyway, I think I'm gonna have 2 of these and then call it quits for the next several hours. I thought I would show you the inside of one of these. Let me see if I can get my lighting. So they're kind of like a fluffy vanilla cream on the inside and then my Jack on the outside, my Oreo chocolate. And I'm still trying to perfect this, but not bad, not bad. It's almost 1 o'clock, but my throat has like really been bugging me here lately. So I'm feeling the need for some hot tea, and I can't decide if I want something that's just kind of like gonna calm me down, or if I want like, I don't know, something to help me focus, but I do know I want hot tea. Maybe I need throat coat. I think I might need throat coat. Let's do that. So I'm gonna let this tea steep for a while. Probably, we're at about like a minute right now. I like to let my tea get really strong, and I wanted to take a moment to just kind of chat with what's going on in my brain. I have just been in a place where all I've been doing is consuming, whether it's consuming too much food, only consuming content as opposed to pumping out content. And I've just kind of been in this escapist mode where I just don't want to deal with a lot of things with everything that we have going on right now. Homeschooling the girls, toddler management, and trying to sell our house and move. Everything that's going on, and still participating in our community, and still having certain requirements that we need to meet with our charter school and that kind of stuff. There's just a lot going on, and the way that I cope with a lot of that is to just like mentally check out from the present circumstances. And I typically do that by, just like watching YouTube or watching TV. I haven't been reading as many books as I'd like to, because those require more brain power for me than just watching something mindlessly. And that's been tricky for me. And the thing is I love to make videos. I love this outlet, and I just have not been acting on that for a couple of months now. And I think part of it was this past summer, having our big excursion where we were gone from home for the majority of the summer. That really kind of threw me off, and I could have delayed school, like kickstarting our homeschool year. I could have pushed that back until like the Labor Day weekend was done, but I don't know. I also wanted to really get as many weeks of school in the books before Christmas break so that we would have a little bit more leeway on the spring semester side, because here in Wisconsin, winter lasts forever. And I love that. But at the same time, Jared spends a lot of time going back and forth between here and Florida. And so having the freedom to be able to just like pick up and take a little week trip down to Florida would have been really nice to do in the middle of winter. But now with us moving, I am just all over the place. Can't focus, can't think. And I'm glad that we are getting as much school done as we are hopefully before we move, because in Ohio, there won't be the same kind of charter school that we have here to use. And I don't know exactly what that means for us specifically. I don't know if that means that we'll just have to go at it solo. There have been a few homeschooling groups I have come across, but there's not a whole lot that you can really do via the internet when you don't know exactly when you're moving. So they've got some various co-ops and homeschooling support groups and things like that, and other options as well that we are considering. Like, there's just so many options, and I'm at a place where I am hitting decision fatigue, to be honest, because it's exhausting trying to manage all of this. So there's that. I'm going to sip on this tea, and maybe I will find the gumption to pick up a book and read instead of turning on the TV and checking out. Alrighty, it is 3:30, so it's been right at 3 hours since I had the end of my lunch and those little candies that I showed you, and I'm hungry. I wasn't super hungry my entire 3-hour stint between meals, but now I am. So I am going to have a cup of coffee. This looks like super heavily creamed, but that's because this is from my cold brew. I sometimes will home brew some cold brew, and I didn't have enough grounds to really make that like super strong. So I got some weak sauce here, but it's decaf, so that works out well. And then right here I have 2 really thin slices of Wonderful White Blender bread and about 1 tablespoon of this organic stir creamy butter, peanut butter stuff from Walmart. Sometimes I will make my own peanut butter, but this was really easy to snag the last time that I was out, and I've just been working through that. And this is my 4th glass of water that I need to work through. Okay, 5:38. It's only been 2 hours since I had my snack, but we'd like to get the kitchen all cleaned up and buttoned up for the rest of the night as quickly as possible so we can carry on with our evening. Tonight I made a whole chicken in my air fryer here. It was, I don't know, probably a 3-4 pound chicken, and I air fried it for 45 minutes at 350 degrees, and it was beautiful and not dry, so that's fantastic. I also air fried a bunch of Brussels sprouts. And for the girls, I air fried some potatoes, and for Jared and I, we are having a salad instead of the potatoes. So I took a thigh, I took some Brussels sprouts, and then a salad. I'm going to put probably some avocado oil, some apple cider vinegar, and a little salt and pepper on mine, and that's going to be dinner.